But ladies and gentlemen, now for the keynote. Well, he absolutely needs no introduction. So put your hands together and welcome on stage Mr. Sachin Bansal. Ladies and gentlemen, come on, make some noise.
Hello, everyone. Sorry for being late today. There was a little bit of incident just half an hour from here where my cab hit a bike and they started fighting. And I was trying to break the fight when actually one of the person here in this room came and offered me a ride. Uh, uh, wherever you are right now, thanks. Oh, here he is. Thanks a lot. Um, and yeah, so I think uh, I'll start with talking a little bit um, about what we have been doing here so far at Flipkart, starting with our purpose of transforming commerce in India. Why is that important, right? So why is it important to transform commerce? What is it? What do we mean by transformation? We believe that, and we believed even in 2007 when we started, that commerce in India is broken. It is not efficient. It doesn't work well, both for the vendors as well as for the consumers. It doesn't work well because of many challenges that it faces, because of logistical problems, because of payments issues, inventory issues and stuff like that. And that's what we set out to solve. And we started solving one category at a time and one problem at a time within those categories. And we started doing that, right? And as we were able to scale up bigger and bigger, we were able to, we got more and more resources, we got more people who joined us, we got better at doing what we were doing, and we were able to solve bigger and bigger problems. And that's what we have been focusing on, starting from books in 2008 to when for the first time we started doing our own logistics in 2010, doing last mile deliveries and doing cash on delivery at that time to solve the payments problems as well as the logistics problems that we were facing. And then moving forward, we solved the problem of selling fashion products online by providing exchange at scale. Again, a lot of services that we built, there was a lot of technology behind that. We would not have been able to scale that fast or that well if it had not been driven by the tech that was driving that. It would not have been possible for us to manage that scale. And again, as things progressed, we went into the big billion days for the first time. This is 2014, really large scale. For the first time we had seen, and in fact, anybody in India had seen at that time, and the whole system kind of learned and through that experience. And now we have just finished our latest edition of Big Billion Day, and it has been, and we sold what 15 million products in 4 days. I think that's kind of unprecedented to think about when it comes to the Indian market. Nobody has been able to do that. I think as we progress forward, we are seeing more and more applications, for example, of data and machine learning in every space of Flipkart. We are seeing that in, for example, the way we are now progressing forward in thinking about personalization, personalizing the user experience on the app and on the desktop to the needs of the user by understanding what they are looking for. Again, we have started our journey in the last 1 year on that, and which is backed by the data center infrastructure that we started building back in 2013, and the data infrastructure that we started building back in 2013, and we've been building upon that. We now see significant opportunities and significant gains of that investment that we made. We are now seeing personalization of pricing. For example, if you generally buy a low value, we know that you generally prefer low value clothes because of your purchase behavior and your browse behavior. We will be able to show you products in other categories which you had never browsed or purchased before, according to the needs of your purchase behavior. Right, so those are the things that we are now starting to do. Again, lot of improvements in supply chain costs, which is again an important aspect, and I'll talk a little bit about that as well, where we are seeing that uh, that the cost of supply chain is actually prohibitive when it comes to reaching the rural areas, as well as shipping low value products. And cost of supply chain becomes a big deterrent with that. So coming up with newer ways of delivering those goods, taking advantage of the high densities that we are now seeing in logistics, and also being able to use the mapping data that we have through Map My India acquisition that we made, and using better route mapping to actually optimize the paths of the logistics of our delivery boys. We are able to bring down costs, and I think a lot of juice left in that as well. But I'll talk a little bit about where all of this is leading to, right? So I think if you see in the last 8 or 9 years, we have made a lot of inroads into commerce of India and a few categories as well. For example, smartphones is a category. 25% of smartphones today are sold online. But there is a lot of opportunity left when it comes to the masses of India. In the higher income groups, there's still the e-commerce penetration is pretty high. But when it comes to lower income groups or lower income families, as well as people living in rural areas, the amount of e-commerce penetration is still very low. And as I said, one of the big reasons for that is supply chain costs. But also apart from that, one of the biggest reasons for that was the availability of broadband internet that was not accessible to these people. But because of the innovation that we have been doing along with our partners in progressive web apps, as well as trying to reduce the size of mobile apps itself, and also reducing the data footprint of our apps, we are able to give access to our products to the masses. And we are able to make it accessible to the masses. So I think it's a combination of these. But apart from that, and what I also believe is that from the payments front, the next frontier has to be way more efficient than cash on delivery or net banking or credit card payments that we have been so far living with. And the next big opportunity on the payments front is something that we launched this year, which is UPI, UPI-based app called PhonePe. Again, over there, the way we worked closely with our partners at Google and at UC Browser to make the mobile browser better for the mobile users, we have worked closely with NPCI and the government to help make payments more simpler for the users. And what we have also believed in always is that not just that we should build things for ourselves, but it's always better to build things so that everybody in the ecosystem improves, because that's the way you are able to explore synergies of multiple players. If you make everybody participant into improving things improves way more faster than you just you trying to do these things. So that's what we have always believed in. Again, UPI is a perfect example of that as well, where I believe that it will reduce or maybe remove the need of having an intermediary wallets where you first transfer money from your bank accounts to then pay to the vendors or to merchants. I believe that UPI is going to make the bank account itself way more accessible, way more liquid, way more easy to use for an average user. And the way UPI works, not just on smartphones, but also on feature phones, is actually pretty interesting. I'll share some statistics with you. So about India's population is about 1.3 billion. 600 million people have a bank account. 300 million have a smartphone, and about 1 billion people or so have Aadhaar card, which is the basis of which is slowly becoming the basis of a lot of transactions as well as KYCs and a lot of those things, as well as opening of a bank account. So I believe that that's from accessibility point of view, UPI again is doing what progressive web apps did for mobile internet, and what our logistics is doing for distribution of goods to the masses, right? So that's, I think, a combination of this is all coming together to create an internet, create an e-commerce ecosystem, which is actually going to be very, very relevant for the masses and and make it more accessible for everybody. And if you look at, again, the other side of things, which is on the seller side of things, that's also an interesting area where e-commerce is enabling these thousands of sellers who are either selling on the Flipkart platform or are somehow part of the whole supply chain by collecting orders on the behalf of the customers or by being delivery points. Again, driven through smartphones and technology, where they can just install an app and start making money by doing some work connected to the ecosystem. And that's something that is also a big focus area for us, where Flipkart is almost, becoming like a shop in a box kind of thing for our sellers. So that's just what I wanted to share with you guys. And a little few words about /N. This is for the last 3 years we have been doing this. This has grown bigger and bigger. And this is also another way for us to give back to the ecosystem, to make sure that everybody benefits from what we are observing, we are doing here. And of course, we learn from the ecosystem as well, and that's how we will grow faster. Thanks a lot. Thank you.
Thank you, Sachin.